girl, a bloom so fair.
West Indians like to relocate.
See him blush when we go to a counter and then female attendants forget me.
Hi, my name is Se7en the Poet, and poetry has always been a passion. Coming from a community that is involved in the arts and also attending a Woodbridge Primary School, which always gives you an opportunity in regards to poetry, in drama. Because of that, I have made poetry a part of me and use it as a form of self-expression.
My place of birth. A mother. A mama. A mama kinyeshai ish yokuye waden. Dressed in nature and full of emerald splendor, my grandmother would care less what they say. With 10 beautiful children and not a scratch on her body, she is the envy of all her siblings. She has 4 glittering sand beaches, lots of rivers to chill and bubble on one pot, and 2 waterfalls, a one-stop shop on around the island. Wow, that just can't miss. But guess what? Her eldest son, my Uncle Millet, quenches the thirst of all of you. He is the home of Wasco's main water source. And still my granny is taken for granted. They call her people poor, they call her people uneducated, they call her people lazy. Et pourquoi maman moi bouleversée pour ça yodi? No, ipamele. My granny is proud. Proud of her children and children's children. They have become law enforcers, educators, engineers, entrepreneurs, and more. My granny can boast. Boast about a dashing baja yummy figini plate, a farming tradition inherited by all 10 of her children, a wonderful fishing village, a valley, and her reflective waters. You heard the saying, Amama safe ish pachayo. Well, my father Gwaden, he said a boyish. Now, nothing but trouble, putting tears in my granny's eyes. This too shall pass. My granny's name is Ancillary, a product of the West overlooking the Caribbean Sea, and her sunsets are a sight to see. Her yellow beams and golden gleams are just a part of her attractive scenes. But you want to know the best thing about my granny? Well, she teaches her children one great song that we have been singing for so long, and it goes like this. You may go up to the city and down to the town, but there is one great stanza that is on our tongues. Mamai aslawe, pli bel place a set ici, c'est ça nouye, mamai l'aslawe.
My name is a 17-year-old student from Dublin, pursuing my first year at the Sir Community College. Poetry is not just an outlet for self-expression, but a means of bringing people together. A granddaughter's memoir. In the hushed murmur of twilight's breath, a grandmother's love a depth beneath. She cradled a girl, a bloom so fair, nurtured in affection, memories rare, but time, a relentless river, swift in its flow, a current bestowing life's ebb and woe. Granny departed, a bittersweet tune, yet left a legacy, a gift to commune, a journal, pages pristine, a canvas of grace, ink and emotions weave a sacred space. Dearest child, Granny's spirit imbued, in these pages find solace and mood. With a pen as her confidant, the girl began to weave struggles and sorrows, an ink-stained sleeve. Each word, a sigh, a whispered plea, a cathartic dance setting the spirit free. Within the lines, a magic stood, the journal alive, emotions soared. Happy memories, a radiant beam, Granny's essence in pages gleamed. Laughter echoed, a pulse in the ink, something Granny herself seemed to think. The journal, a vessel, a spectral embrace, assuming Granny's form, a comforting grace. Through struggles etched in the ink's warm embrace, the journal mirrored Granny's face, a metamorphosis, love taking flight, as memories danced in the soft moonlight. The girl, with each written line, felt Granny's presence, connection divine, a symphony of emotions, a heart ballet. In the journal's refuge, never astray, recalling the good times they saw beneath the kitchen's warm, nostalgic glow. Their cozy haven, aprons tied, a girl and her grandmother, side by side. Guavas ripe, their fragrant essence spills. Unforgettable, cherished kitchen thrills. Steam dances as memories unfold, stirring stories, secrets to be told. Sweet symphony of fruit and love entwined. Guava jam, a timeless bond designed. Granny would be proud of her, though her years of fighting succumbed to her passing, to a place she now calls home, far away from her old safe abode. Looking down, secure that her job is bestowed. The girl she raised, now an adult on life's stage, in the tapestry of existence, their threads engage. As she pens the chapters in this ongoing quest, her spirit lingers, a comforting guest, in the vast expanse where memories reside, her grandmother's love, an eternal guide. the definition of poetry is the best words in the best order. It's having the entire English language at your disposal and picking just the right words to communicate what you want.
Diaspora.
Preview. Your attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas. Thank you.
Headphunk International Airport is beginning to feel like a crime scene. Because while this may be the welcome hub for foreign currency, it's also where our most valuable assets are seized, where our brightest minds assemble to leave. Suitcases carry evidence of home carelessly cast onto custom scales, to conveyor belt, to overhead compartment, to UK, to Canada, to countries that collect prospects from every continent, and the little Caribbean contracts. All possible thanks to the piece of paper with all the power, the visa. Now, back it up a bit. Bridgetown Embassy. People stand in single file online, shaking like they feel the winter snow on them already, wishing the floor would open up to swallow them because Judgment Day has to be less harrowing than this. Every island is represented in this room like a West Indies cricket game stand, but here they stand, brought together by their desire to get away. Here the officer ahead. I'm sorry, I can't get you a visa today. The Vincentian, verge of tears, takes back her passport. The Barbadian over there, borderline breaking down. The Dominican by the door doing the sign of the cross. The St. Lucian steps forward. So, why would you like to come to the United States? Still shaking, she gives her whole life story, becoming her own lawyer before the judge, hoping the officer is in a good enough mood to hear her out. Hopes, dreams, goals, ambitions bigger than what home could bring her. University degree, comfortable salary, cushioned home, and the sense of humility, all riding on that piece of paper. We have to convince them we're worthy of walking through their gates when it's no secret. West Indians like to relocate. You see, the Caribbean is a compilation of songs of sweetness and sorrow. A mixtape, a remix of African, Indian, Amerindian, layered, cut, and copied until the static became a part of our music. Without the barriers and borders that bind us, tiny islands become millions strong. We always had the potential to be prodigies, but the Caribbean, cramped and constrained, is a cage cutting aspiration short, so we send ourselves away. Now, here what people ask me. So, what you doing after community college? It's a polite way of asking, when are you getting out of that country? It's a polite way of asking, when are you going to stop letting those 238 square miles limit you? It's a polite way of asking, when are you going to look out to the horizon to see a bustling city of possibility instead of that empty blue line that bears no promises? Your visa has been approved. When are you going to disown us to do us proud?
This is the final boarding call for passengers.
And those are 3 students from the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College Worrd Up competition winners 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. Round of applause again for our poets. Some of the themes in the poem, we talk about our grandparents, we talk about our homeland, we talk about, all of us think, what are we going to do next? There's no jobs in St. Lucia, nowhere to go. Apply for that visa, we go away, we go to school in Canada, the United States, or somewhere in Europe, and then it starts to get cold. And then we remember the warmth of St. Lucia. Then we look around and there's nobody who's going to say, hi, good morning. And we say to ourselves, what do we miss? We miss our country, we miss our people. And so that theme at such a young age is already ingrained in these young people. And that is beautiful. That love of country, that love of grandmother who has raised many of us, and that love of St. Lucia. Fantastic from the students of the South Louis Community College. We move on to the Headphunk Collective. Founded in 2009 by Shane Sherry, Jermaine Joseph, Clinton Rule, Naomi Grandison, and Julius Hollinson, Headphunk has established itself as a cornerstone of artistic expression in St. Lucia. Dedicated to nurturing a creative consciousness, this platform facilitates a range of activities that foster a supportive environment for artistic innovation. It emphasizes individuality, connection, and excellence, promoting authentic spoken word, vocal and instrumental music, and other artistic forms within the community-centric atmosphere. From its humble beginnings at the Charms Cafe in downtown Castries, and expanding to major venues such as Salmons Park, Warehouse 11, and the iconic Pigeon Island National Landmark. Headphunk hosts monthly shows that ignite the creative spirit of its participants. Tonight, we spotlight 3 young poets who are flourishing talents within the Headphunk movement. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the Headphunk Collection.
I am Tracy, and to me, poetry is the language of the gods, or the one true God, however you want to call it. It's the beginning, it's the end, and it's the process itself. Poetry. Love, Chapter 1. This is a story of a man in love, who hated love, but loved to be loved, who loved what he hated and hated what he loved, who actually loved love, but love hated him. This is a story of confusion, where you will confuse this story with your own. Though this story is your own, it's one that you know and one that knows you. A story where you find yourself so that you can be lost again. This is a story of bittersweet pain, where you don't want the pain but need it to be seen. A story where pain feels good, but without pain you are better. A story where you remember being hurt, and it hurts to remember, but you want to remember as much as you want to forget. A story where you forget that you have hurt others. This is a story of life after death. For we all have died inside without having lived. For everyone dies, but not everyone lives. And everyone who has lived doesn't believe that they will die. This is a story of the past, for these events have passed, though they still continue. So there is no past, there is no future, only a different presentation, a manifestation of the present. This is a story of me. This is my story, and I am the story. Love, Chapter 1. Pride. this dark time, look how bright we shine. Our future, in line with our past lives, looks past lies rained from lazy clouds, cradling hounds on tenure. Our past lives would smile for us now, proud. In between their laments and sighs, their burdens and cries, their bruises, disappointments and teary eyes, there remains pride. Even in this dark time, look how bright we shine. From Helen of the West to land of peaches and everything else, to where everything is more and where everything is less, to where else. Even as the masses of crowds look up to the hounds and open their mouths and stick out their tongues to learn what snow tastes like under Caribbean sun, we sweat. We sweat. Even when they decide to sell even the seashells by the seaside, we're wet. We're soaking wet from the antecedation of the rolling time. Even in this dark time, look how bright we shine. Our youth grow their minds online. Even if they spend most of their time posing for likes and posting applies, even if their self-esteem isn't high, can we blame them? We've been feeding them a piece of the pie charts like we've never wanted to live fast and die hard. Even when their creativity is hijacked, they jack high on dopamine, aroused by the lows. No surprise if they take dope. I mean, even when we treat our youth like flagpoles, bound by bonds of blue, black, white, and yellow, our ideals, unrealized, hoisted up their backs, coiled round their necks, piercing their eyelids, forcing them to see what life is. Hostages held high for male winds to spread wide. They scream at us, never to be lynched again. They scream at us, never to be lynched again. They scream at us, never to be lynched again. Even in this dark time, look how bright we shine. We shine with pride, our children's pride. Even in all the wrong that we provide, my friends, look how bright we shine. Pride.
Poetry for me brings time, and with it, frustration, confusion, and hope. My favorite poems, they end months after they start and give me something to reminisce about.
Grow, paint, write. I was once a little seed, all cold and lonely. I am now a little seed covered, and at home it's a bit dark at times, and sometimes it feels too small. It's all I've known so far, but one day I'll stand tall. I was a large blank canvas too, all empty on my own. Right now I have so many colors, although some are unknown.
I am still not quite done yet. I don't really know what I am, but I have a big bright yellow sun, and some of my paint is still down. And best believe I was a fresh new paper, still yet to learn my words. My introduction's been covered some time now. My middle is still in hood. I have been tickled by erasers and crossed out with pen, but every single written word is one that I will dare. My story's pretty good, you see, from what I've heard so far. When it's done, this world will see this book based on a star. Sometimes I lose track of where I need to be, especially looking longingly at those similar to me. She's burning quicker than I am, but I got here first. His blues and pinks and purples shoot out in a burst today. Sentences are longer and words bigger than me, and isn't their line work cleaner than line work needs to be? I forget just how different I am to she and him. I am a little seedling unlike anyone we've seen. I am a grand large painting too catching more than just one eye. I am a big old novel where the imagination flies. They're great and all, of course. Everybody has their own quirks, but I am great too, and I love me and all my little quirks. Although I don't quite know what I am to be, I for sure dream about what I am yet to see. I can be an oak, a sycamore, or a tea. I can be a landscape, cloud field, or a sea, or maybe a novella, a romantic mystery, or maybe something completely different, something fun. I guarantee I make something out of nothing, out of the seed into a plant. You will try to do like I do, but you can't. On this canvas, I will paint something like nothing you have seen before. Just like a famous writer, I will have you begging me for more. Grow, paint, write. When I do, I must remember that I do not do only for myself. I do also for those connected to me. Those who came before me and struggled. They stood ahead of me and fought. Those who did not know they were fighting for me but continued. Survival. Survival being the mere thing they sought. Those who planted a seed, lacking resources to nourish it, and did it anyway. Those who had no clue what a future would look like, but woke up, got up, and tried every day. Those who passed on a baton to a race they did not know they were running. Every woman connected to my name. A long line of power and courage. Growing above any and all shame and worry and care and pain and dread, despite any and everything that may have been said to you. It is all you. I will try to remember that I do for you. I am one of the most privileged in that line. I know this is my time to show up, to grow up. I know. And I know that my existence in itself is legendary, necessary. But I lack. I feel discontented, unqualified, and well, ordinary. It shows. It really does. I feel slow. Although I am one of those women for another, standing behind her as you will, fighting, unsure of who she is, but continuing with the hope that it will bring forth something. My gosh, I am planting seeds with what I have. Some water, some light. Apwe, se pone sabe. Only God knows. Apwe, moi pasa. Although I am clueless as to what they have the potential to become. with not the slightest idea as to how a future will form. I am trying my best in my now, sprinting somehow the soil to cloud ages with this. I vow to continue. So, dear those connected to me, to you, into this all, you, I will remember that I do for you.
Poetry to me is simply words with emotion, and that's it. Because there's no commotion. Words sink in your soul like body lotion, make you feel like you're drunk off a potion. When we snatch out your cranium and take you into our imagination, like you're sailing the ocean. When we rock to our notion, when you hear these words with emotion. So pull up.
This poem's called Liberty. Do you actually think that you're really free? You see, that's the question. Because, I mean, eventually, will there ever be a point where we dig a little deeper to probably find the next book in the chapter, to maybe see if there's really more to the story? I mean, we've never looked beyond belief, but say we know truth, but still not set free. So we sing Bob Marley so proudly that after all these years you figure, you niggas still can't emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. I mean, do you even understand your capacity? Your mind's as ruthless as the ocean. You reach your limits yet you shine. Your mind's entwined in the land of divine. The true vine roots deep in your souls. So what else could stop me, if not me, if I decided to see this world? But I've glimpsed it. Life. And it's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be fulfilled. So make a mistake and then another one. And another one. And shake the dust off your feet. Because who knows what tomorrow brings? It's like life teaches you a test for tomorrow's lesson, but without the right information, tell me what's the point of the next day's session? I mean, do you even understand what happens in this world that we live in? Apart from what they make us see on TV, then from young in school, they write it in our books, or just the way that we see, they make it mandatory. You see, all that dirty laundry constantly got our minds brainwashed with no gain. So we just buy lies and then we're sold, but I've been told to stop being told how to think and do it yourselves. See the true colors. Taste the rainbow, then follow. Because on the other side, there is gold. Where we die for lack of knowledge. Where we can live and learn. But for those who reject knowledge, where are we even going? I mean, is that why they say, hey, let's starve them? So now we hunger to be fed lies, and if we don't have, they make these death hand signs, hatred in their red eyes against you. You're under a genjutsu, and what's worse is that you don't flinch too. So as the hand clicks, the clock ticks, in time when baited people become weak, and then they start to fear truth instead of its reality. So instead of facing it, we look away and prefer to speak positivity. And that says a lot to me. That we rather make our beds behind these bars with the keys in our pockets, then we lock it, and look, we say it's raining outside. If I get wet, I might get sick, so why risk it? Did that sink? But here's some food for thought. You see, you're not free because you were let out the jail cell, then given the liberty to walk the prison courts. Now that's plain freedom. So crack your skull open, get those thoughts rolling, and freedom. Because the truth is, people don't love the idea of freedom because it ain't free. Just put them in a box, live it comfortably, throw them in a pen, give them what they think they need, because these sheeple, they just hate the idea of a slavery. So they play we. I mean, really, how can you call freedom being taken, then accept charity like it was freely given? You see, freedom is not disintegration or exploitation. How is that even accepted as a normal way of living? Look, if I said, raise your independence, but still have you dependent, that's not redemption, that's deception. Because the road to liberation is through rebellion only. with obedience to Yah. And if only we got that revelation, we could start a revolution. If only we had more vision and more support to our brethren, we could build a nation. I mean, if only we could settle our disputes, but instead we run to outsiders who take our shit then come ride us, a couple chains to downside us, then bind us. I mean, I know we love to shake our ass, but can someone please take these shacks off our feet so we can actually learn how to dance? I mean, that would be a dream, but don't mind me, I'm just blowing off steam. I swear we're on the same team still, faded it seems, but once we open our eyes and let the scene be seen, woof, then we gleam. But we're still running. We're running to a point of no return. We're looking for Eden, with no idea where we're heading. We're just running. So blink, and that's liberty. Thank you. Next poem is called Champion. Somebody say champion. Can somebody say champion? See, firstly, I want you to understand that the only reason I made it thus far was because I was declared a champion. So you see, because of this, daily I'm motivated by my pride. You could say I'm a lion as I prey on all my weaknesses in this wild life. Because I understood that up here, yeah, I'm in control. You see, I'm the king of my own jungle. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I have it all together. No, I mean many great men fall even 7 times over, but only a greater man can get back up and start over. You see, failure, that's one of the first keys to success, because sometimes we fail. But you have to understand that you were not given a breath of fear. So every day you have to dare to stare right into the eyes of the demon and be bold, because even you behold something so powerful. Or would you rather rise so high and let all that power fall? No, because you're responsible. You see, every action you take from now, you're responsible for making your dreams become reality. I mean, you have the power to stretch your hands far past the heavens and put all your aspirations down into reality. Okay, if you don't believe me, well, let's see. In 1878, it wasn't possible for us to walk into a room and kind of replicate Yah and say, boom, let there be light. But guess what? A man had insight. In 1902, it wasn't possible for us to fly so high that maybe one day we'll be able to travel through the skies. But guess what? He said 2 guys. In 1990, it wasn't possible for us to hold a touchscreen device where within seconds we'll be able to access all the knowledge known to man. I mean, that was stuff you only saw on sci-fi or Star Trek, the next gen narration. But guess what? A man had a vision. And lastly, in 2013, you see, it was all a dream. As I gaze at the TV screen, I could only imagine that I'll be standing in front of multitudes of people, sharing my passion and my fashion with hopes that I'll one day impact nations. But guess what? You see, I possess one of the most powerful tools known to man, and that is called imagination. You see, a wise man once said that it only takes one tree to make hundreds of boxes of matches, but only one match to burn down thousands. And so then I came to the conclusion, like Martin Luther King who had a dream, that it only takes one voice to reach 1 million. You see, one man came out of one woman, and that one man saved 1 billion, risen. So like him, I stand with my head high and I keep going. I mean, so forget people. In the Most High view, shepherd and see no evil. Because on this road is travel. No matter what comes at you, you can stop or keep riding. You decide, but understand that before any of you can reach your destination, every king or queen has to be crowned with thorns before you're crucified. Can somebody say champion? Champion. Can somebody say champion? Champion. Thank you guys for having me.
It only takes one voice to reach 1 million. Voices of the underground. And that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, Headphunk Collection. Round of applause again for our 3 poets this evening. Krista, it's funny because when the band started to play that beginning song there, I almost bust out into a song, I Will Survive. Anybody else wanted to sing that? And that's fantastic. So let me introduce some of the members of our band this evening. We have Phoebe, who is on flute. Phoebe, give them a wave. Phoebe's a student at the Se7en Community College. She's an accomplished musician. How many wind instruments, Phoebe? 2 of them. and we have her perform at several of our activities at the college. Next we have Nehemiah. Nehemiah, you are on the kuhan, the cajon. You taught me that today. All right, wave them up, let them see who you are. Excellent, thank you. Richie on guitar. Richie. And Chung on the keyboard. At this point in time, we take a very short intermission.